Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on another video. Today we're going to take a look at this Black Series Dark Trooper Deluxe figure. Dark Trooper. Hulking Imperial combat droids with gleaming black armor and powerful jet boots. The Dark Troopers are a powerful design. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. It's been quite a while since we've made a video, an actual full video, unboxing video. October was an extremely busy month for us with Alex's school, and then he had a week of fall break and we were gone for a week, and yeah, just getting everything back on track, and as a result, you can see our table here, we're full of stuff we need to do videos on. So hopefully we can pump out a bunch of videos here in the next few weeks and get caught up. But first, we're going to take a look at the Black Series Dark Trooper. We found this at Walmart. Finally hit our area. This figure was an exciting find at our local Walmart. I haven't seen it at Target yet, so if you're check your Walmarts in your area for this figure. It seems like Walmart is getting them in first. I know in some areas, especially some other countries, have had this figure for months now. Unfortunately, here in the U.S., it seems like we're always the last to get these things. If you follow things on Instagram, you'll see people from other countries posting this stuff like months ago, and it just takes so long to get everything here. It seems like the U.S. is the last to get this stuff anymore. Anyways, on with the figure. Let's take a close look at the box before we open it up. This is the Dark Trooper from The Mandalorian Season 2. There is the side box art, which looks really cool, and you've got extra Dark Troopers in the background. And then on the back, this is number 28 of the Black Series Mandalorian series. Wow. And there is more art and a description of the Dark Trooper. It's hard to believe Season 2 of The Mandalorian was like 2 years ago already, almost.
Yeah.
Just that epic season finale. Yeah, we still don't have Season 3 yet. But Season 3 will be coming out in a few months, so it's really going to be really exciting to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get this figure cracked open. All right, so this is the figure in the plastic bubble, which soon will no longer be because everything's going plastic free. And yeah, this is a deluxe figure, but you don't get very many accessories. Sad. It would have been nice to have had some like battle damage accessories and stuff. The vintage collection one comes with flames, battle damage, and
it comes with that
charging station.
Yeah, charging station.
I mean, there's no reason that this couldn't have been included with this figure. I mean, this is the Black Series, and there's no accessories here other than what would come with a standard figure. And the figure is not all that much bigger than a regular Black Series figure, so to call this deluxe is really disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a little bit bigger, but not much, really. It's not much bigger than Darth Vader or like a K2SO or something. All right, so we got him fully unboxed, and yeah, I got to say, he looks pretty awesome straight out of the box. Unfortunately, though, it's kind of disappointing at the same time, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but for right now, let's take a closer look at the figure, because it does look cool and it does pose up really nice looking. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this figure definitely looks awesome with the shiny black plastic that's used on it to give it that like sheen that the metal had on it on the actual droid from the show, and the silver paint apps on the little like gears and little pieces around. Yeah, they look really cool as well. They really add to the figure and make the figure pop. And the I don't want to say helmet because it's not a helmet. The head is really nicely molded, as the rest of the figure is as well. And those red eyes just make the figure pop even more and stand out on the shelf.
All right, so let's get a little closer in on the figure. That way we can see some of the more of the details. As you can see there, the eyes are painted red, but unfortunately it does not have the as I move our light to the back, it does not have the glowing eye effect of the vintage collection figure, which it has that translucent plastic through the back of the head. So if you like shine a light on the back of the head, the eyes actually glow. And of course, this figure does not have that feature. I'm kind of disappointed with that because I think that would have been a really cool feature for this figure. Our joints on our figure, the joints are really loose, a lot looser than normal and what we've normally seen a Black Series figure. Usually right out of the box they're pretty tight, but this one is pretty loose, but it's not loose enough to be just where you can't pose it. So it's kind of surprising. Just might be the way the figure is made. All of them might be that way. You can let us know in the comments down below if you have a Dark Trooper and if the joints seem really loose to you. Another disappointment to me is the gun. The gun is just gray plastic. There's no paint apps other than a little silver spot right there. There's no. I would expect it with the deluxe figure. The gun would have a little more detailing and paint apps and dry brushing going on.
Yeah.
It's just gray plastic, so it doesn't, look good with the figure, I don't think.
And you can't put the gun on the leg like he did in the show.
Yeah, there should have been like a hole there and a mounting peg to put it on, to mount it on the leg. That's right.
But sadly, looks like that is not the case. Of course, people that work at Hasbro didn't do that for some reason on a figure they're calling Deluxe, which should have, more features, more accessories, more stuff like that. And yeah, I do not think that this was, I do not think that this is meant to be, or this deserves to be a Deluxe figure.
All right, so let's check out the articulation of the figure real quick. He does come with 2 additional hands, and we'll show those in a little bit. But as far as his wrists, he does have a swivel and total rotation and swivel of the wrist. Elbow joint is a single elbow joint here at the joint, and the shoulder is on a ball joint that rotates all the way around. Now the armor here is kind of like a floating design. The armor here on the front or on the chest is a floating design, and it just kind of floats on the figure, so that really helps with articulation. And the shoulder pads are a soft vinyl that are articulable and move up and down. The head is on a double ball joint, and you can articulate it all the way around, and it is kind of loose. Same way with the torso. The torso joint is really loose. Moving down to the waist, he doesn't have the torso's twist, but there's no waist articulation. And the legs are on 2 ball joints. You can spread his legs out that far. You can rotate the upper thighs, the upper knees. The knees are on a single ball joint that go that far. And there is ankle rotation and swivel on the ankles. So overall, really nice articulation with this figure, even though all the joints seem to be loose on our figure. All right, so now we have all these magnificent deluxe accessories this figure comes with, and Alex is going to go over all of these magnitude of accessories.
So first up here we have the blaster. This is the first mold that we've ever gotten for this specific blaster. And I think the mold looks really good. All that detail that they put in there looks really nice. The paint on it, it doesn't really have any paint. It's just the
molded gray plastic.
Molded gray plastic. But there is this bit of silver on there, which is the only paint app on there. And yeah, I think the mold is pretty brilliant on that. And the paint, not so much because there isn't much paint. But yeah, that's the blaster. And time for these blast effects, which we haven't really seen anything much like these. I'll put one down because they're the exact same. But we haven't really seen anything kind of like this, where it has like a ball joint on the
Oh
plug-in.
wow, I didn't notice that when we unpacked it.
Instead of a peg, it has
Yeah.
a ball joint.
So I guess that fits in the bottom of the feet.
Yeah. And then the rest of the... Oh yeah, there. There we go. Kind of articulate it around. It's pretty cool. And it doesn't really stay in that well, really. Kind of comes out very easily, but yeah. The rest of it is just the usual blast effect that we usually see. And time for the hands. Again, I'll really only pick one up because they are the exact same thing. And these things look pretty good. On camera, it actually kind of looks like they're made out of metal, like die-cast metal. But they're not, they're just plastic. The molding is pretty good. They're really small, so... yeah, that's pretty much it.
So the two accessory hands are fists, and the hands that come on the figure, you have one that's kind of like a pointing finger, or actually it's for the, you know, it's a pointing finger, but it's actually a trigger finger for the gun. And then the other one is just kind of like a grasping hand, I guess. So you can switch those out, and I'm going to pull this one off real quick. And you get a little peg here at the end of the wrist. Snap the, just be careful, don't bend your peg. And you can snap the fist on, and you can recreate the scenes when they're like bashing doors in, or when they're bashing, then jarring into the wall with their fist into his helmet. So it looks pretty good on the figure. Okay, now we have a little comparison set up with the Dark Trooper versus Darth Vader and K2SO. And this is more of a size comparison to show you that the Dark Trooper really isn't that big of a figure. I mean, Darth Vader is a pretty good size. K2SO is a good size Black Series figure. Both of these are regular figures. They're not deluxe like the Dark Trooper is. And the accessories with the Dark Trooper do not qualify this as a deluxe figure. This figure was like, after taxes, you know, it was like $36. So this is just crazy. This is just not, I mean, this should just be a regular figure. If it came with a charging station and maybe some additional accessories and features, then yeah, this could be a deluxe figure. But as it is right now, this is not a deluxe figure. It is not an extraordinary big size figure. So I'm really disappointed with this. Every little chance that Hasbro has, they try to pawn off these figures as deluxe, and they're not. It's just really disheartening for the collectors out there.
Yeah. And the figure is really good. It really is, but it's not worth the deluxe pricing and what they're trying to do. They just need to stop.
Yeah, this should be just a mainline figure in the regular size box. There's no reason for a big box for this figure because it'll fit in a regular box easily. You know, and there's not a multitude of accessories, so there's no, you know, size or, you know, packaging problems with that. If it came with that charging station that the vintage collection figure came with, then yeah, you definitely need a bigger box, but that didn't happen here, so it's really disappointing. All right, Alex, so how do you rate the Dark Trooper?
I think I'm going to give this figure an 8 out of 10. And, you know, when we do our ratings, we aren't just talking about the figure itself. It's literally everything about the figure, the accessories, you know, packaging, everything like that. So if this was a mainline figure, this figure would definitely get a 10 out of 10. But because of the extreme lack of accessories for a deluxe figure and the pricing for a figure that is definitely not deluxe, this figure deserves to not have a 10 out of 10. But since it's still a great figure. It is very brilliant. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, so I'm having a really hard time rating this figure because, you know, the molding and everything is just spot on. They got the mold and the look of the figure just perfect, but I'm just so upset over this being a deluxe figure and the pricing of it, and you know, paying extra for it. It just, you know, it's really so I'm trying to weigh the, you know, the actual figure is you know, pretty decent, but you know that the deluxe factor and the price gouging that's going on here is really lowering my rating. So I'm going to go with 3 stars for this figure, and that's just simply because this is a deluxe figure, but it's not. There's no accessories, additional accessories. There's nothing, you know, that comes with this figure that warrants that extra price. I really like the figure, but it's just that this is just weighing on me right now so heavily that that I gotta, you know, rate this figure low. So 3 stars for me. All right, guys, thank you for joining us on this video. It really feels good to be back and making videos again, getting back into the groove of making videos. It's been so long for us. Hopefully we'll be pumping out some videos here this month, and yeah, stay tuned, and hopefully you look forward to some more videos from us. Alex, take us out.
May the force be with you always, and this is the way.